Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, and today we're going to be previewing the PGA final of the FedEx Cup. It's the last tournament of the season. They have the top 30 golfers have made it through the first two legs of the playoffs, and they're going to be teeing it up at East Lake starting on Friday. And it's an unusual Friday start because they want to finish on Labor Day Monday. So we've got Casey O'Donnell here to help us with the preview. Hi, Casey. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Darren. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And you?
Excellent, man. Yeah, very exciting week coming up here, coming off that last week's exciting finish there on 18. So very excited to see what happens here at East Lake.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, this is always such an amazing tournament. It's so great that the top 30 players all season have been able to get into this. Was a very crazy and interesting season with that pandemic hiatus, but the golfers were able to return and play incredibly well and start solidifying their positions. Dustin Johnson obviously has emerged and become the most sought after talent on this tour, and to finish first and 2 seconds out of his last three times teeing it up. Obviously the hottest golfer on the planet. Jon Rahm came in this past week though and was able to upset him and take the trophy there and get into second position here in the tournament. In case you don't know, for the viewers and listeners, the way they set up this tournament is they take the top 30 guys and then they place them into their slots. They give them a score to start on Friday morning. So Dustin Johnson starts at first place. He starts at 10 under. Jon Rahm starts 2 strokes back at 8 under. Justin Thomas 1 stroke back at 7 under in third place, and on down the list. The 26th through 30th position started even par. So they're 10 strokes behind immediately. It's not an insurmountable position to be in, but it gives Dustin Johnson, Jon Rahm, Justin Thomas an advantage over a lot of these guys. But since 2010, the person in the number one position has not won that FedEx Cup Tour Championship, and guys are coming in from second place, third place. Bill Haas was the biggest upset winner, and he came from 25th place to win the Tour Championship in his year. We're going to break it down. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Such big money on the line. Prestige, the very last tournament of the 2019-2020 season. As far as I'm concerned, I really can't wait for 2020 to be over. There's been a lot of problems in this world, and it'll be nice to see this year being gone. But this is going to be an amazing weekend. What as we go into this weekend, what are you most excited about coming into Friday?
Well, the format they have now is much more simpler than it used to be. You could win the Tour Championship and not win the FedEx Cup before, but now with this simplified stroke starting, it's really nice. Really takes all the confusion out of what could happen. Anything can happen, obviously. 10 shots is an insurmountable. Even over 10 shots over the weekend isn't outrageous to come back from. So pretty much any player teeing it up has a legitimate chance. The weather looks like it's going to be pretty good, pretty clear skies, not too high of winds. So hopefully scoring is very good. Should see a lot of birdies out there. This is where it's going to get a little tricky, especially for players like Dustin Johnson. You started with that lead. Have such a hot hand. It's hard to keep it going when your name's at the top, where maybe if you're a few shots back and maybe a little less pressure, a little less media coverage, maybe can't help too. So I don't know. You're going to see a lot of lead changes, I'd say, over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, the way they have the format set up, Dustin Johnson will tee off last as the leader. So, that's not always the case starting off on the first round. So by the time he hits the tee box, some guys could have already actually passed him or caught him. So yeah, it makes for an interesting weekend the way it is. No cut, obviously, with just 30 golfers. So, you know, you have to be on right from the start. And, you know, last weekend, Jon Rahm ended up shooting a 75-71 on his first two rounds. And, you know, most tournaments he would have been eliminated, missing the cut, and would have been passed by. He ended up shooting really incredibly well on the weekend and came from many shots back. Last year, Rory McIlroy was 5 strokes back. Justin Thomas started with the 10 under score. Rory McIlroy was 5 strokes back and ended up winning by 4 shots. So, you know, almost everybody in this tournament can win this, and it's going to really make for an exciting way. You mentioned a few years ago they had this crazy point system, and it was, you know, just constantly being updated and hard to follow. But it's really nice the way they've done it, where it's just stroke play. Whoever wins this is going to win the Tour Championship, win the FedEx Cup, and makes it easy for golf fans to follow, and it makes it, you know, it easy for those guys to understand where they are too, because that must have been hard being on the course, not knowing if you should look at a leaderboard, if you know any of the scenarios that we're working out. They're just very clear. You win this, you win it all.
Yeah, it's much simpler. You're not worried if some player makes a birdie on 18, kicks you out of that position, or there's so much stuff that could have happened before. But now, yes, very simple, very straightforward. Tee it up, lowest score wins.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I just want to go down the money list that people are going to make this weekend. First place is 15 million. Second place is 5 million. Third is 4. Fourth is 3. Then it just goes down. They're making 2.5, 1.9, 1.3, $1 million, all the way down. There's even in 16th place, you're making 570,000. All the way down 30th place, the person that could shoot 90 each round, and he's still going to get $395,000. So it's incredible that they've had this much money. Last year it was up to this kind of money status. A couple of years ago it was only 10 million for first place, so $15 million for first place. Definitely guys want to you know, play for money and also play for prestige. It's going to add a lot of excitement, and just knowing that, you know, one of these putts could actually win them 10 million more dollars than finish first and second place. It's amazing the money that's still there even during these pandemic times.
Yeah, it is truly amazing without the fan support that they have. And yeah, it's nice. Today they're having a charity event out there with Vince Carter and Jerome Bettis and Zach Johnson, who's the winner of the Payne Stewart Award this year, which was nice to see. And Ryan Palmer rounding out that for them. So that'll be a nice little charity event. I think that kicks off at 11 o'clock our time, or 2 o'clock Eastern.
Nice.
That'd be nice to watch.
Yeah, I love these charity events that they're having at every tournament. They're raising between $500,000 and $1 million each week, and it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, great to see Zach Johnson. That you mentioned the Payne Stewart Award. Great to see him awarded with it. A really great guy. I had an opportunity to meet Payne Stewart on a few occasions over the years, get an opportunity to interview him, watch him play. Such a super guy, great personality. You could see him miles away on the course because of what he wore with the hat and the short pants and colorful socks. And yeah, he was just such a character. Tragically passed away in a plane crash and plane accident. And but it's so nice to see year after year them honoring his name and what he brought to the game of golf, and seeing these golfers recognized for their charitable contributions and everything that they do off the course, because charity is a huge part of the PGA Tour. It's incredible how much money that they bring into these communities that they go into every year. And you mentioned the charity tournament today. Yeah, it's fantastic. I just love how much they give back into the communities once they go in there every week.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that. And yeah, Payne's legacy just lives on through that award and through everyday actions of these players. Interesting to see Vince Carter tee it up. Haven't seen him play any golf before, so I'd like to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Yeah, Vince just retired. He was one of the longest tenured basketball players in the history of the game. Was able to play for 20 something years, and one of the only players to play in, I believe it was, is it 4 decades? Yeah, he was in the 20s, 10s, 2000s, and the 90s. Yeah, 4 different decades. So an incredible career. Obviously started out with the Raptors and, rose them to prominence. And, his nickname Air Canada was great. Got it out there so much. And, but now he's moving into another career. It was just a big announcement actually yesterday that said he's going to be part of the ESPN broadcast crew for all the basketball coming forward. So, I'm looking forward to seeing Vince out there. A lot of these basketball players are really good golfers. We see Steph Curry tee it up and play really, really well. He was interviewing Colin Morikawa a couple of weeks back when Morikawa won. Did you see any of that press conference?
No, I missed that, but that would have been good to see.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, he started asking some questions, and Morikawa said he wasn't a Golden State fan because he was a Lakers fan, so it wasn't as big of a thrill. But he said his caddy was a huge Golden State fan, so he was really happy that Steph was there and had an opportunity to talk to him and meet them. And but yeah, these professional athletes are usually really talented at so many sports, and but it's amazing to see them tee it up with some pros, and when they have the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, you see a lot of really talented players getting out there and getting an opportunity to tee it up with the big boys. And it's always fun. Golf is a game that is played by, such a variety of people across the planet. And it's nice when, other stars can cross over and we can see them. I think they're going to, make a lot of money for the charity this week because people really want to watch these guys play too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like also pretty good equalizer. Yeah, it'll be nice to see them get out there and raise some money for the charities.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, yeah, well, we talk about this tournament. This is the 34th Tour Championship. It's the 20th time held at East Lake, just in Atlanta there. Last year's winner, as I mentioned earlier, was Rory McIlroy. Tiger Woods has won it on a couple of occasions. He won it in 2018. That was a massive win for him. He hadn't won in a long time. Then 2017 is Xander Schauffele. Rory won it in 2016. 2015, Jordan Spieth. Billy Horschel in 2014. Billy's teeing it up. He's going to be, he was, I think, the last guy that made it in this past weekend, and he'll start at even par. I give Billy a really good opportunity to move up, having won here already, and just getting in by the skin of your teeth. I think it gives you a lot of fight. You say you mentioned that guys at the top of that leaderboard might not be as hungry, and I expect Horschel to have a great weekend ahead. What about you?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's one of my draft king picks for sure. He getting in on that number, you're gonna ride that bit of momentum too. He's had great success at East Lake. Yeah, his game's looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, I'm impressed by him right now. Going down the list, some of the other winners: Henrik Stenson in 2013, Brandt Snedeker 2012, Bill Haas I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest comebacks ever, 2011, Jim Furyk 2010. What a fantastic win that was. Phil Mickelson in 2009, and on down the list. Mike Weir won the Tour Championship in 2001. Huge accomplishment for Canadian golf. And speaking of Canadian golf, Mackenzie Hughes also made it in just by the skin of his teeth. Had to hit a 5-footer for par on 18 to solidify that position. He also starts at even par. And he was able to get 10th place there at the BMW Championship. Looked really, really great doing it. I'm expecting big things from him as well. You and I have talked about Mackenzie so much this year, and yeah, he's had an impressive year. He started the season missing 9 out of the first 11 cuts. So for him to actually make the Tour Championship, it's a massive accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a phenomenal season. He had a putt at 59 earlier in the year. His game's just been really, really tight. Nice to see him get in on the number. I'm sure he didn't want to have that 5-footer knee knocker to get in, but calmly knocked it in. And he looked a lot calmer on the outside than I'm sure on the inside.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah. Just to think how much it's going to change your life, and you just got to just focus on this one shot, not try to think about all the scenarios and all the things. That Olympia Fields was such a tough golf course. They were, guys were barely shooting under par, just scrambled to make pars. A lot of bogeys, a lot of doubles, even higher. Yeah, it was crazy. Olympia Fields was, set up like a U.S. Open, like you and I mentioned this week. I don't expect Eastlake to be as tough of a test as we saw last week, though.
No, I hope not. Geez, that was pretty tough. Those first 3 rounds there. The course did soften up a bit there on Sunday and allowed for some better scores. But I think in Atlanta, yeah, you're going to see a lot of birdies. It should be set up pretty nice out there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm looking down the list a little bit. As I mentioned, DJ first, Rahm second, Justin Thomas third, and then Webb Simpson, who's had a phenomenal, really amazing season. He comes in at fourth position. That'll have him at 6 under, so 4 strokes back from Dustin Johnson off the top. Webb Simpson's had 3 top 5s and 2 wins this season and 8 top 10s in his last 13 starts. Yeah, I really expect a lot from Webb. I think he'll be there on Monday competing there at the top of the leaderboard and really have an opportunity to win. Yeah, just what a great season he's had. Complete resurgence in Webb Simpson's game. And yeah, do you think, we'll expect to see him right near the top on Monday?
Yeah, I think you're going to see some good things from Webb this weekend for sure. His game's looking pretty darn impressive. And yeah, just starting 4 shots back, you're not too far out of striking distance for sure.
Yeah, yeah. The tournament record is held by Tiger Woods in 2007. He shot 257. So he got 64, 63, 64, 66. So absolutely amazing tournament there. The best score ever at the Tour Championship is held by Zach Johnson, who won the Payne Stewart Award. He shot a 60. And yeah, that's a super impressive round by him. I don't know if they're going to be getting that low, but I would suspect mid to lower 60s we're going to see this week. There's some really great things coming out of East Lake. A lot of talk about how great golf was in the early days when they first started this course. 1908, this course was built and they started playing. And that's when a 6-year-old Bobby Jones started teeing it up there. And Bobby Jones is one of the most iconic names in golf, had such a phenomenal career. Great to see them give him so much tributes this week and talk about all the fantastic golfers that came out of East Lake and this area. Really amazing female golfers, really incredible golfing talent has come here, and really nice to see them honor Bobby Jones. What a name in golf.
Yeah, he's the best amateur of all time for sure. He's incredible golfer, incredible for the game. What he's left behind, his legacy, is just truly amazing.
Yeah, very amazing. Yeah. We talked a little bit about Rory McIlroy. We got to give him some congratulations. He had his first child on Monday this week. So we were speculating that maybe he wouldn't play this entire tournament because the second that he heard that his wife went into labor, he was going to leave. So the kid had good timing and, was able to come out the day after the BMW Championship. And yeah, I haven't heard if he's not going to tee it up. It looks like he will. He's going to come in and start at 3 under. So That's in 12th place. 11th to 15th all have 3 underscores. His little girl's name is Poppy Kennedy McElroy. So congratulations to the McElroy clan, and this we see this in sports a lot. Once a guy becomes a dad for the first time, they suddenly just play incredible. They've got something more to play for. And I expect now that he's going to race up that leaderboard and contend for this championship.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. He's we were wondering what was off with him a bit. He just didn't quite seem to have it honed right in, but obviously a few things on in his mind that distracted him from the course. But yeah, now with the baby healthy and out, and I think maybe you'll see a little more fire under him.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's so nice when these golfers at the top of their game, they seem to be super hungry. They seem to be playing, for something extra. And we saw it last year in a lot of other sports where a guy becomes a dad for the first time, and once he holds his kid, all of a sudden it just seems to change him. Seems to change his focus and his desires. And it's going to be great. I think, once we get into our DraftKings pick, I think we should talk about putting him in some of the lineups for sure. I do want to talk about a couple of the other guys that are some really front runners. Colin Morikawa, this young guy has had such a magical season, only missing a couple of cuts, winning a major championship, and honestly, looking like one of the greatest guys to come out of the amateur circuit since Tiger Woods. Being compared to Tiger at certain levels of tournament starts and getting wins, getting top tens, getting right up there. Morikawa's game is just so fun to watch. It's been a pleasure for me to watch Morikawa, and you as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That win he had against JT there, that was a great battle, making that putt, that 23-footer to tie it up after JT made that bomb. Just the composure he had playing that whole tournament and the playoff there to take that victory was just very impressive.
Yeah, it sure was. He's a force to be reckoned with, and he's only starting 5 shots back. I think he's gonna look really, really strong throughout this weekend, and his game it just seems to big moments like this don't seem to rattle him. He's been able to prove that his game is really solid, and I love this young guy. He's really fun to watch. Before we go any further, I want to mention our partners and sponsors. We've got some really great sponsors for Complete Sports Media. Help us out so much. Continue to support us and give us an opportunity to provide you with the content that we do. So I want to mention first Anchor. Anchor FM has been just an amazing partner for us. They have been helping us get this podcast released to the public. They put it on multiple platforms. One of the easiest podcast platforms to create, to be able to bring it out to your public. So go to Anchor FM, and they'll be able to direct you onto creating a podcast and getting it out there. We want to also mention Verbero. Verbero is a hockey equipment and apparel company. They're an industry leader in technology, performance, and value. They have the lightest stick at 350 grams composite stick on the market. If you go to CompleteSportsMedia.com and click on the links there, they'll direct you right to Verbero, and you'll be able to actually get a reduction in price by coming through our website, CompleteSportsMedia.com. And finally, I want to mention Forever Living. This is an aloe vera company. They grow and manufacture aloe vera-based products for health and beauty. And do the same. Go to CompleteSportsMedia.com, and there'll be lots of details on the products and the business at large. It's a fantastic organization, and thank you very much to all of our sponsors. So I do want to get into our DraftKings picks now. Do you have that dialed up so you can take us through your picks?
Yeah, I might have the little switch here. I was on the fence with Roy McIlroy whether to put him in or not, but I'll give you what I have now with it, McIlroy. I got Billy Horschel, Mackenzie Hughes, Matsuyama, Morikawa, Neiman, and Rahm.
Wow.
That's the list I went with, and I actually still had a few bucks left over. I can actually switch out one of them for McIlroy, which we'll see. I'm gonna wait for wait a little bit to see if there's anything comes out of his camp first. But
okay, yeah, that's a smart plan. Yeah, we should keep our eye out. Yeah, it would be tragic if he withdrew and yeah, you still had him in there. So yeah, it's good to keep your eye out once you make the picks, and then make sure before tee off time. Noon Pacific time will be the first tee offs of the day, and that's when the cutoff is. So what does it say here? We've got a little under 22 and a half hours till the first tee off. So I'm going to give my classic picks. So a classic is all 4 rounds of the tournament. As I said, it's starting on Friday, going through Monday. So after Monday, everyone's done. They'll compile all the scoring, and they'll be able to give you a winner then. So really good luck. These are my picks in the classic version. I've got Jon Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Daniel Berger, Tyrrell Hatton, Joaquin Neiman, and Mackenzie Hughes. So quite a few of the same names that you have there. Yeah, what do you think of my lineup? Does it sound pretty strong?
yeah, it does. I really like Neiman. He's been playing very well. T3 last week. The only thing I kind of see in his game is maybe coming down the stretch. He kind of loses a bit of that touch with the putter, but I think a lot of players do that. But for a young Chilean, he's looking really good out there, playing it really well.
Sure is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so then we have what's called a showdown lineup, and showdown is just the first round. So I typically put in the lineup for the first round, second round, third round, and the final round. But I don't make those picks for the other rounds until that first round is done. But my picks for the showdown. So we've got Webb Simpson, Colin Morikawa, Daniel Berger, Harris English, Scotty Scheffler, and Mackenzie Hughes for that one. So another pretty impressive lineup. I was pretty surprised I could get all those guys in, and I actually still have $300 remaining on my salary. So depending on if anything changes, I can make some switch outs. So yeah, how does that sound?
That sounds really good. Harris English been playing very well. Again, he's always a good pick. Pretty steady player. So yeah, that sounds like a great lineup you got going on there.
Yeah. I decided to do a second showdown lineup just to switch it up a little bit. So some of the same names on here, but this one's got Webb Simpson, Bryson DeChambeau, Daniel Berger, Xander Schauffele, Tony Finau, and Billy Horschel. So we mentioned Horschel quite a bit. We've talked about Webb Simpson. Let's talk about Bryson DeChambeau a little bit. They say that this course might fit his game a little bit more, might have some opportunities to really drive it far down those fairways, get an opportunity to get some really short shots into the green. Do you expect Bryson to have a really good weekend?
Yeah, this course may be a little bit better set up than Olympia Fields there for him. You can spray it a little bit more, get away with some of those shots where last week you're punished pretty good with that thick rough they had in those small firm greens. So yeah, I think you'll see some better shots, better second shots from him coming into those greens. Whether he can capitalize on them would be a different story, but yeah, I think this course is a much better setup for him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Bryson starts at 4 under par, and he's 6 strokes back of Dustin Johnson, but only 4 back of Rahm and 3 back of Thomas. So there are 5 golfers at 4 under: Daniel Berger, Harris English, Bryson DeChambeau, Sungjae Im, and Hideki Matsuyama. Sungjae Im, is had a really fantastic early part to the year, but he's really struggled since the restart, and I'm definitely not putting a lot of confidence in him being able to, seem to break out of this slump and put it together. I don't see him doing much this weekend.
No, I completely agree with you there. He's just doesn't quite seem to have it, and I don't know if East Lake's the place you're going to really turn it on.
No. Let's talk a little bit more about one of my last picks in DraftKings. We've got something called the golf tiers. So they give you an opportunity to pick one player out of groups of 3 or 4, and they give you similar players. So the first group has Dustin Johnson, Jon Rahm, and Justin Thomas, and I've picked Jon Rahm out of that group. Second group, I've got Rory McIlroy. Third group, Webb Simpson, Harris English. In the fourth group, Sebastian Munoz. In the fifth group, and Lanto Griffin in the sixth group. The sixth group was most of the guys that were near the bottom of the pack. Lanto Griffin is at 2 under. Most of the other guys were 1 under and even par. So, a really fun way to play. You get opportunities to play the whole entire 4 days. One day, you play tiers for the 4 days. You can play around. DraftKings.com adds a lot of excitement. I've won week after week. I tend to go in a lot of the double your money pools. I do dabble in some of the very larger pools. It's always nice to have an opportunity to become a millionaire, but I suggest trying to put your money into those double or nothing. You just have to finish in the top 50% of the pool, and you're going to double your money. So DraftKings.com, a lot of fun. I'm glad you a few weeks ago decided to get into DraftKings, and it's been adding a lot of excitement, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of good options out there. You play the 4 rounds, play 1 round. A lot of good different options. The double ups, you can shoot the works and try to become a millionaire or whatever, $500,000. I like the double up one's a nice feature. Just a nice little come in the top 50% and double your money.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So so a lot of these pairings are done by these pairings are done where they are on the leaderboard instead of just a sort of a random scramble. So Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm right away. How great is that? We saw them battling last weekend. What an incredible battle. They both hit phenomenal putts to be able to even start that playoff. Jon Rahm hitting the 66.5-foot putt to win the playoff. How fun is that going to be? World number 1, world number 2, teeing it up together, having this opportunity to start the tournament immediately and try to set the tone. Man, what a phenomenal way to begin.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting heads-up match there. You're watching continuation of that playoff, and they feed off each other with that high level of competition that they have. Just you see it where DJ made that bomb to get into the playoff, and then Rahm making a bigger one to win it. So just elevates their game. So they really step up their skills there. It's really going to be exciting to see.
It sure is. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. So they teed off at 220. The tee off right before that is Webb Simpson and Justin Thomas. We haven't talked a lot about Thomas today, but definitely don't write him off. He's had 3 wins this season. If he wins this, he definitely wins Player of the Year. Justin Thomas is, just playing incredible golf these days and looking super strong. What do you expect from JT this weekend?
Yeah, I hope to see him play very well. He's obviously played a phenomenal season. You never know what's come Friday this week, but you never know who's going to tee up. Who's going to be teeing it up just great. You got 4 rounds. You can play a fairly poor round the first round and still come back from that. So it'll be very interesting to see how he plays through the week.
Yeah, it sure will be. Yeah. I'm excited. Once if he's on, he's hard to beat. And it'll be nice if almost all these golfers are just on their top of their game. It's so hard to keep it there. Let's hope that they've all peaked at the right time. Going back one group, starting at 2:00 tee off time, Daniel Berger and Colin Morikawa. Daniel Berger has had such a resurgence to his career. last season going into the FedEx Cup, he was 131st position, didn't even make it into the playoffs, was able to really move himself way up the leaderboard, and now he's sitting in 4th position. It's just incredible resurgence. Some of the other guys that have turned around from last season to this season, Harris English was 149th, and he starts 7th place. Oh, sorry, Daniel Berger was 6th position coming into this one. Harris English 7th position, 149th last year. And then Brendan Todd, even bigger of an uptick in his game, 183rd last year into 11th place. Brendan Todd has had a really phenomenal year. And Lanto Griffin, he wasn't even in the FedEx Cup standings at all, didn't have any points, and he's in 16th place. So, yeah, it's really great that you can go from 1 year struggling, can't really find your game, to suddenly you're in the Tour Championship. You're going to cash a check for hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. And yeah, then you get into all the majors, all the World Golf Championships, the winners tour title. Just, you know, this is the elite of the elite that play this year, and it gives you an opportunity to win a lot of money over the next 12 months.
Yeah, it's an exciting format they have here, and yeah, you play well, you're rewarded. It's awesome.
Yeah, they announced the season schedule for 2021, which starts next week. This will be the final week of the 1920 season. There's going to be 50 events on the 2020-21 season schedule. That's the most since 1975 season, and it begins next weekend with the Safeway Open. The FedEx Cup playoffs will go August 19th through September 5th, so same weekend as pretty much same weekend as we have this year. There's going to be 6 majors in next season's schedule due to the postponed dates in 2020. So 6 majors. Yeah, maybe if Tiger can pull off a couple of them, he can get back to, you know, chasing Jack down. Then there's going to be 3 World Golf Championships because the 2020 World Golf HSBC Championship was canceled, so they're going to make that up. And yeah, a few changes to some of the tour stops. They're not going to go overseas like they did to China. They've decided that they will, you know, have the PGA Tour try to stay on North American soil a lot more because of the coronavirus concerns. But 50 tournaments. Wow. I'm going to be busy. If we're going to be breaking down a lot of this, you and I are going to be busy, and we're going to get, you know, to watch a ton of great golf. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's incredible that they were able to solidify that many dates.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of golf. It'd be very exciting to see all that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, very excited. Yeah, so this Tour Championship, there's the 8 of the top 10 players in the world currently are teeing it up. 9 players are making their Tour Champions debut, so congratulations to all of them. And then we've got world number 1, Dustin Johnson, world number 2, Jon Rahm, and world number 3, Justin Thomas. So incredible. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun. Just being able to see guys that are at the top of their game and having this opportunity to win a lot of money, get a lot of prestige. There's yeah, a select few guys that can call themselves Tour champions, and yeah, be able to win the FedEx Cup is an amazing accomplishment. So anything more that you'd like to mention to the viewers and listeners about this weekend's tournament?
I think one guy to look at for too is Tony Finau. He had an incredible Sunday, broke that streak of not impressive Sundays. He had a 65. Maybe he's found something in his game. This course is going to set up good for him too. He bombs it very far, and yeah, he should. I think you're going to see some good things from him this week.
Very good point. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, Finau's just added so much length to his game, which really helps when you can shoot, you know, when you have approach shots that are coming in with wedges, you got an opportunity to spin it. You got an opportunity to land it where you want to. It's very important on all these courses to be below the hole, so you're making uphill putts. Downhill putts are extremely tough. We saw Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm both make downhill putts, but man, is it challenging and hard to get the pace right and get the read right. Most of these guys really want to be making uphill putts. So yeah, if you're shooting longer irons in, it's hard to get it to the positions that you want. But both Bryson DeChambeau and Tony Finau have seen that extra length, enabling them to take wedges in. And I expect both really good tournaments from both of these two guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bomber far and just hope to God you're not behind a tree.
Yeah, and Dustin Johnson has really shown how incredibly important that skill is, rising to number one in the world and winning a couple of weeks ago, finishing second, and the other 2 weeks playing really great. Some of the other names that are in the mix, we've got Kevin Kisner playing great, Ryan Palmer, Tyrrell Hatton I mentioned on my DraftKings pick, Patrick Reed always in the mix with all this, Brendan Todd I mentioned earlier. There's just a really fantastic field, 30 great guys that are playing incredible golf, and it's going to be exciting. Good luck with your DraftKings pick. Good luck with just enjoy the tournament, have a lot of fun watching it, and it's fun. It'll be on a Monday finish this year. I want to mention something we talked about. I think we talked about this on Monday, and I said, I was starting to see guys shooting lower and lower scores. We had that 59 by Scheffler, and Dustin Johnson almost matched that. We've started seeing some, really low 60s scores. And I said, I think somebody's going to shoot in mid 50s, lower 50s, and a guy just tied the world record by shooting a 55. Did you hear about this guy?
Wow. No. That's unreal.
Yeah, his name is Alexander Hughes. He's a pro player in Oklahoma, and he shot a 55. He tied Rain Gibson, who's a Korn Ferry Tour player currently, and he shot 55 in 2012, and that record is held up for 8 years until Alexander Hughes tied it. Go on to I believe it's a Golf Channel, and you'll be able to see his scorecard. He got a hole in one on, I think it was the second hole. He had a couple of eagles on the course, and he poured in tons of birdies. I think he got birdied the last 4 holes or something, and 55. I kind of felt it coming, and I don't know exactly why I mentioned it last week, or I think it might have been this Monday when we talked. Do you remember me mentioning that? Yeah,
well, I think probably maybe a little bit of the fact that there's not as many fans out there. You don't have that pressure too, and just allowing a little free swinging. But 55. That's incredible. That's spectacular. What golf, holy.
Yeah. Well, I look at some of these scores that guys, produce. Dustin Johnson was 11 under after 11 holes the last week, and I was thinking, okay, well, if he gets an eagle, he gets a birdie here and there. Like, why can't somebody shoot 18 under? Why can't somebody shoot something crazy like that? And congratulations, Alexander Hughes. He looks like a happy guy in the pictures, showing off his scorecard and being able to say there's only 2 players in the world that have ever shot that low. On the PGA Tour, 58, Jim Furyk is the lowest ever. 59 has been shot by 12 guys in the history of golf, but 2 55s by professional golfers. They're not on the PGA Tour, but they're still pros, and obviously had a absolutely spectacular day. They were both shot in Oklahoma on different courses, but kind of a neat stat there. Take a look, Casey. Find it online. It's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, well, I might have to take a trip down there to lower my scores.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. Hey, maybe there's something in the water there to
Yeah, it
lend for
could
some.
be.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, maybe. I do want to mention the Mackenzie Tour. They had a couple of weekends, a couple of tournaments held in Langford at the Bear Mountain course, and it was really fantastic golf to see. It's the Canada Life Series Mackenzie Tour. A lot of these guys are Canadian guys that are playing and trying to get tournament golf in so they can get ready for the Corn Ferry Tour or eventually the PGA Tour. A lot of great golfers have come from the Canadian tours over the years. And this year, it seems like a young Chinese guy, a Chinese national that came to Canada when he was a teenager. His name is Yi Cao. He won at Bear Mountain and left after the 2 tournaments there as the leader on the points board. Today, he starts at 7 under par. He shot 64 yesterday to start the tournament. It's at Heathland's course at the TPC Toronto track. And a lot of Canadians up on the board there. A lot of guys shot really, really well. I saw 65, some 66s, a lot of great tournament play there. And Mackenzie Tour, a lot of fun. Just go to CanadaLifeSeries.com and you'll be able to see some details. Yeah, Casey, you should try to watch some of this guy's golf. Seems like an incredible talent, and he's fired up already out of the 3 tournaments. Seems to be the guy to shoot for.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That Mackenzie Tour is quite the good training ground for the PGA Tour.
Yeah, it sure is. And Corn Ferry Tour, a lot of great Canadians on that. I do want to mention that Jared Dutoit of Kimberley, BC was one of the Monday qualifiers. And I checked the leaderboard today. He was 2 under after 10 holes. And there are a few other guys from BC there. I don't have them listed in front of me here, but yeah, follow the Corn Ferry Tour. Golf Channel does show a lot of the Corn Ferry Tour, and I'm sure you'll be able to see some of the golf action this weekend there. So yeah, this is great to see golf coming to a close for the season. Amazing to see the prize money, amazing to see the top talent, and a lot of these other tours that I just mentioned. Guys are wanting to make it onto the big show and the PGA Tour. But golf's really in a great place right now. Definitely missing the fans, but not missing the incredible play. We've seen some of the most spectacular, incredible golf over the past couple of months after they had the hiatus. I've enjoyed it immensely. I know you have as well. And it's been so fun to be able to break down and preview a lot of these tournaments. And this one, I think this is probably going to be the best one yet.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be very exciting. If it's anything like these last 2 weeks, it's just been getting a little bit more exciting, a little bit more. And yeah, it's going to just be incredible. Like this finish, the whole tournament. It's exciting to see when you start -10 to even, all that spread, and that lead can evaporate pretty quickly out there. So it'd be really exciting.
Yeah, sure can be. So yeah, enjoy the golf, enjoy DraftKings. Go to CompleteSportsMedia.com and support our sponsors. And yeah, go on to our podcast platforms and YouTube. Subscribe, like, make some comments. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's make Complete Sports Media part of your weekly listening and viewing pleasure. We do at least 2 breakdowns of golf every week. So yeah, if you're a golf nut, keep tuning into Complete Sports Media. Casey and I enjoy doing this for you guys. And yeah, we've had as much fun, I'm sure, as you have. So yeah, Casey, yeah, are you going to be able to hit the links at all over the next few days? Do you got any golf in mind?
I'm hoping to get out there at least once this weekend. So we'll see what happens. I
Yeah.
don't think I'll be getting to 55 unless I quit on the 10th hole.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. That was incredible to see. A couple weeks ago, I saw a 4-year-old standing on a tee box. They showed on Golf Talk Canada, they showed a shot of a kid and he got a hole in one. I think it was his first round that he ever played. And he stepped up. His dad was just taking a video of him just teeing off, and all of a sudden the ball went down the hill, bounced right into the hole. The kid didn't even really know that it went in. He had to run down there and pick it up to actually see that he got the hole in one. And, golf's for a 4-year-old up to 90-year-olds. Great game. Fantastic. Please play it. Please watch it. It really enriches your life. It has for me. It has for Casey and so many people I know that love the game of golf. Yeah, you and I talked about it on Father's Day. Most of us have our fathers introduce us to the game, our grandfathers, men in our lives. And how happy are you that you became a fan of golf?
Oh, it's just an incredible game. Great way to spend the day, going out to the course, having some laughs, getting a little frustrated, but then hitting those. If you hit one good shot, it just brings you back. So that's the great thing about the game. It's just a nice way to spend the day.
Sure is, yeah. Yeah, well, I hope you get a chance to tee it up. I plan to. I've got some buddies saying they really want to get out there. I'm hoping today. And let's talk throughout the weekend as the tournament unfolds. I'm really excited about it. And let's definitely do a breakdown on Tuesday this week. And thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you get an opportunity to get out onto the course and out onto the water with your boat. It's going to be a fun weekend ahead. Labor Day weekend's always good times.
Yeah, thanks again, Darren.
Okay. All right, Casey. Bye for now.
Take care.
You too. Okay, all the best. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining us as always. It's so fun to follow the PGA Tour that close. It's always nice to keep your eye on some of the feeder tours that these guys are coming from. You get an opportunity to know them right from the early ages, and there's guys teeing it up all over the world, hoping they can eventually get onto the PGA Tour and have an opportunity to cash some of the amazing checks that these guys do, and get the sponsorship and get the opportunities that they get and play golf for a living. It seems like a great life to me. So I'm so happy when you tune in. Thanks to all the viewers and listeners, and we look forward to seeing you after this tournament has unfolded and finished. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your day. Love you. Bye for now.